Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we start, I need you to grab some tissues because what I'm about to share with you today is going to hit you right in the feels. Jimin from BTS has done it again, and this time, the story behind his secret donation is so beautiful, so pure, that armies all over the world are literally in tears right now. And when you hear the full story, you're going to understand exactly why. This isn't just about the money. This is about the heart, the compassion, and the incredible human being that Jimin truly is when the cameras aren't rolling. So stay with me until the end because every single detail of this story matters. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss any updates about our amazing BTS members. Now, let's get into this incredible story. So here's what happened. Just recently, news broke out that Jimin has been making anonymous donations for years. We're not talking about one-time charity events or publicized donations during special occasions. No, this is completely different. Jimin has been quietly, consistently, and anonymously supporting multiple charitable organizations without anyone knowing. The only reason this came to light is because one of the organizations he's been supporting accidentally revealed his name in their donor list before quickly taking it down. But the internet never forgets, right? Screenshots were taken, and armies immediately recognized his name. That's when everything started unfolding, and the beautiful truth about Jimin's secret philanthropy work came to light. What makes this even more touching is that Jimin specifically requested anonymity. He didn't want recognition. He didn't want media coverage. He just wanted to help. Think about that for a second. In an industry where every good deed gets publicized and turned into headlines, Jimin chose to give quietly, purely out of the goodness of his heart. According to sources close to the organizations, Jimin has been donating regularly for several years now. We're talking about consistent long-term commitment to causes he deeply cares about. This wasn't a one-time publicity stunt. This is who Jimin really is. Now, let's talk about where Jimin's donations actually went, because this is where the story gets even more emotional. First, a significant portion of his donations went to organizations supporting underprivileged children's education. Jimin has been helping provide school supplies, scholarships, and educational resources to children who otherwise wouldn't have access to quality education. Teachers from these programs have shared heartwarming stories about how these donations changed their students' lives. Kids who were on the verge of dropping out of school could continue their education. Students who dreamed of going to college but couldn't afford it received scholarships, all because of Jimin's generosity. Second, Jimin has been supporting children's hospitals and pediatric care facilities. His donations helped purchase medical equipment, fund treatments for children from low-income families, and improve hospital facilities to make them more comfortable for young patients. Imagine being a parent who can't afford life-saving treatment for your child, and then suddenly receiving help because someone out there cared enough to donate. That someone was Jimin, and he did it without ever wanting credit for it. Third, Jimin has been contributing to organizations that support struggling artists and musicians. As someone who pursued his dream despite difficulties, Jimin understands the struggles of aspiring artists. His donations help provide instruments, training programs, and performance opportunities for talented individuals who couldn't afford these resources. But here's what really got me emotional. Jimin also donated to organizations supporting children who lost their parents. Orphanages and child welfare centers received regular support from him, helping provide these children with basic necessities, emotional support, and hope for a better future. The amounts? While exact figures haven't been fully disclosed out of respect for Jimin's privacy, sources suggest we're talking about millions of Korean won donated over the years. But honestly, the amount doesn't even matter as much as the consistency and the intention behind it. You might be wondering, why is this such a big deal? Celebrities donate to charity all the time, right? Here's the difference. Most celebrity donations are announced. They're part of campaigns. There are photo shoots, press releases, and media coverage. And that's totally fine. Raising awareness for causes is important, and public figures using their platform for good is amazing. But Jimin chose a different path. He chose to give without any expectation of recognition, praise, or good publicity. In fact, he actively tried to avoid recognition by requesting anonymity. This tells us something profound about his character. Jimin doesn't do good deeds for image building or brand management. He does it because he genuinely cares. Because when he sees someone in need, his first instinct is to help, not to broadcast it to the world. In Korean culture, there's a beautiful concept called yumdeok, which means doing good deeds in secret without seeking recognition. It's considered the highest form of virtue because it shows that your actions are purely motivated by compassion, not by desire for praise. Jimin embodies this concept perfectly. Think about how busy Jimin is. Between recording, practicing, performing, filming content, and dealing with the pressures of being a global superstar, he still takes time to think about others. He still finds ways to give back. He still makes philanthropy a priority in his life. And here's something that really struck me. Jimin grew up in Busan in a regular family. He wasn't born into wealth or privilege. He worked incredibly hard to get where he is today. So the fact that he remembers where he came from and uses his success to help others facing similar struggles, that's truly special. This also shows us that fame and success haven't changed who Jimin is at his core. Despite being one of the most recognizable faces in the world, despite having millions of fans, despite achieving unprecedented success, he remains humble, kind, and genuinely concerned about making the world a better place. Now, let's talk about how ARMYs reacted when this news broke, because the response has been absolutely overwhelming. Within hours of the news spreading, hashtags related to Jimin's donation started trending worldwide. But here's what's beautiful. ARMYs weren't just praising him. They were inspired to follow his example. Thousands of ARMYs around the world started sharing their own donation receipts, saying things like donating in Jimin's name or Jimin inspired me to give back. Fan communities organized group donations to the same organizations Jimin supports. This created a massive wave of giving that multiplied Jimin's impact exponentially. On Twitter, ARMYs were sharing emotional messages. One tweet that went viral said, "Jimin could have kept this secret forever. He didn't need anyone to know. But now that we know, we understand even more why we love him. It's not just his talent, it's his heart." Another ARMY wrote, "I've been his fan for years, and learning this makes me proud in a way I can't even describe. He's showing us that true kindness doesn't need an audience." Korean ARMYs were especially emotional, with many expressing pride that Jimin represents Korea so beautifully, not just through his art, but through his character and actions. Fan artists created beautiful artwork depicting Jimin as an angel helping children. Fan accounts compiled timelines of all his known charitable acts over the years. The love and respect from the fandom reached new heights. But what's most touching is that many ARMYs shared personal stories about how Jimin's music helped them through difficult times, and now learning about his charitable work made them feel even more connected to him. They felt like their love and support for him was going to someone who truly deserves it. International media also picked up the story. News outlets praised Jimin not just as an artist, but as a humanitarian. Articles highlighted how rare it is for celebrities to maintain such long-term, anonymous charitable commitments. This revelation about Jimin's secret donations is part of a larger pattern we've seen from all BTS members. They've consistently shown that they use their platform and resources for positive change. But what makes Jimin's story particularly impactful is the intentional privacy. In a world where everything is shared on social media, where every good deed becomes content, Jimin's choice to give anonymously is revolutionary. It raises an important question for all of us. Why do we do good things? Is it for recognition? For social media likes? Or do we do it because it's simply the right thing to do? Jimin's actions challenge us to examine our own motivations. They inspire us to be better, to give more, and to do it without expecting anything in return. This also highlights something important about judging public figures. We see them on stage, in music videos, in carefully curated content. But we rarely see who they are when no one's watching. Jimin's secret donations show us that the person he is privately is even more admirable than the performer we see publicly. For young fans especially, Jimin sets an incredible example. He shows that success isn't just about fame and fortune. It's about what you do with that success. It's about using your blessings to bless others. It's about staying grounded and remembering those who need help. The impact of this revelation extends beyond just one-time donations too. Organizations that Jimin supported are now receiving increased attention and support from armies worldwide. His quiet generosity created a ripple effect that's helping countless more people than he probably ever imagined. So, there you have it, everyone. The beautiful truth about Jimin's secret donations that has armies crying tears of joy and pride right now. This story reminds us why we fell in love with BTS in the first place. It's not just about the music, the performances, or the achievements. It's about the 7 incredible human beings who make up this group. 7 people who, despite unimaginable fame and success, remain humble, kind, and committed to making the world better. Jimin didn't need to donate. He didn't need to give back. He definitely didn't need to do it anonymously. But he did all of that because that's who he is. That's the person behind the superstar image. And knowing this makes us love and respect him even more. To Jimin, if you ever see this, thank you. Thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you for showing us that true kindness doesn't need an audience. Thank you for using your success to help others. And thank you for being exactly who you are. And to everyone watching, let Jimin's story inspire you. Whether it's donating money, volunteering time, or simply being kind to someone who needs it, we all have the power to make a difference. Jimin showed us that the most meaningful acts of kindness are often the ones done in secret. What are your thoughts on Jimin's incredible generosity? How has this story touched you? Share in the comments below. And if this video moved you, please like, share it with fellow armies, and subscribe for more heartwarming BTS content. Let's spread Jimin's message of compassion and kindness throughout the world. Together, inspired by his example, we can make a real difference. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, spread love, and remember, be the reason someone believes in the goodness of people, just like Jimin.